It makes my mommy cry. 'Cause when she played house, my daddy said goodbye.
That's our guest, the First Lady of Country Music, celebrating 25 years in show business. Tammy Wynette is here. Nice to have you here, Tammy.
It's good to be here. It's been a while.
It has been a while. You look really terrific.
Well, thank you.
You look
Thanks.
just great.
Oh, you made my day, Dan. Thanks.
Are you feeling good? Everything okay?
I feel great.
Your health is
Everything's
okay?
Wonderful. Health is wonderful, finally. And I feel great. It's the best time, you know, I think of my life. I'm happy with where I am in my career.
Good.
I'm happy with where I am in my home life. I have, of course, my children are all grown now.
Yep.
I have grandchildren, and I'm just really at ease with who I am and where I am.
Good. You know, those of us who've known you for a lot of years, we worry about your health sometimes because
I know.
you've had some experiences. In fact, in 1990 in People magazine, they said you'd had 17 major surgeries. Now, that's a lot. You know,
Well, they missed it by a little bit. I've had 22.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, tell me this. Now, what do you attribute that to? Does stress, and I know you've had a lot of stress in your life, does that contribute to this, or are you just prone to health problems?
No, stress helps to bring it on, but my biggest problem has been adhesions, which is scar tissue. Some people form adhesion, scar tissue, others don't. But I had my first operation when Georgette was 10 days old in 1970. And from that, I grew scar tissue and adhesions. And if your scar is like, say this, it grows down like this. It'll hit an intestine and another intestine and another intestine. And then you've got problems. They have to be cut off. But the worst part about that is they grow back in less than 6 weeks. So you have, you know, you got to face, hey, I got to have them cut out again when it gets to where I can't handle it.
And you can feel it coming on.
You know it. You know immediately when it's coming on, and there's, you know, you stand it until you just can't stand it anymore, and then you give up and say, hey, do it again. You know, it has to be done. But then I've also had, you know, appendectomy, gallbladder, and normal things like that.
Yeah, I had an appendectomy a couple of years back. That's not a pleasant thing, is it?
No, it's not. No stomach surgery is pleasant, because every time, I didn't realize this until I had so many, but every time you sneeze, you cough, you talk, you laugh, it hurts your stomach after you've had surgery, you know.
That's right.
And I had Naro Wilson and Richie and some of the guys from the business come up to see me after I had surgery one time.
They'll kill you.
Oh, they were. I finally said, guys, you got to leave. I can't handle this. I said, it's hurting, and I was holding a pillow to my stomach, you know, and trying to go, but it just wasn't working.
It's awful. But you're okay now. Your health is good now, better than it's been.
My health is good. It's the best it's been in 20 years. So I feel great.
Good. I'm happy for you.
I'm very happy.
Now, get us straight on this name thing. Mike and I were talking about it. Is it Wynette or Wynette? Because I've heard both.
It's really Wynette. But it's been called Wynette for many, many, many years. And I think because they thought it was a last name, and my real last name. But that's not true. It's a middle name. And I don't care as long as they call it.
Just as long as they call your name, doesn't matter.
No, I don't care if it's Wynette, Wynette, and I've stopped saying anything about it. I just don't say anything to anybody who says Wynette, because, hey, it's been that way for so many years till it doesn't matter.
The real name that you were given is Virginia? Is it?
Virginia Wynette Pugh. Now, did I ever go through harassment in school with Pugh? Pugh! Pugh!
Kids can be cruel when they find a name.
They are so cruel, you know. And it's spelled P-U-G-H. My grandmother was a full-blood Cherokee Indian. So I have a lot of Indian blood in me.
Does anybody still call you Virginia, or is that name gone?
No, that name's gone, but a lot of people call me Wynette. My mom called me Wynette. I lost my mom a little over, well, about 1.5 years ago. But anytime I hear in a crowd, Wynette, hey, Wynette, I say, I gotta go. That's somebody I went to school with, or somebody that I know, or a member of the family. Because nobody calls me that. And my mom, she used to catch me in a crowd of, like, I don't care if it was 2,000 signing autographs. Wynette, come here, Wynette. Yeah. There's somebody I want you to see, you know.
So you never went by Virginia. It was
No, it was It was Wynette. Now, when I moved to Memphis, when I moved away from the farm, which didn't last very long, there's a funny story about that. My mother and my stepfather were going to move to Memphis, and I thought, oh, God, here's my chance to get out of this dreary place, away from this farm, you know. So I said, I'm going, because we had all lived in the same house with my grandparents, all of us together, and my aunt. And my aunt was raised like my sister. And I've lost them all. I lost her when she was like 40. And I thought, I'll go. So I went, and I was doing okay, but my grandfather sent me a card. And the only thing it said in it, it says, hi, Net. He called me Net. Hi, Net. Shirley Anderson got your basketball suit. That drove me wild. I thought, she can't. She cannot have my basketball suit. I'm going back. So I went back within 2 weeks back to my grandfather's house to reclaim my basketball suit, which was different from everybody else's. Daddy wouldn't let me wear shorts. I had to wear the jersey and blue jeans, denims, you know.
This is in high school?
Well, no, it was in 8th and 9th grade. Yeah. That's high school, 9th grade is. I kept taking them home. Finally, I took them home, and I said, Daddy, look at them one more time, the short pants. I said, please. Everybody else wears the shorts. I'm different. And he said, okay, put them on. I put them on, and he said, walk around me. I did, and I twirled, and I walked around him. And he said, my grandmother's name was Flora, but he called her Floor. Floor, come here. And I thought, oh, God, what does this mean, you know? So Mama walked in. I call them Mama and Daddy. And Mama walked in. He says, put elastic in the legs of these pants. I said, Daddy, I'll still be different, you know. So I was the only one. But he said, I can see up the legs of them breeches, and I ain't having that. Put elastic in them legs. So, God, you know.
But you did get to wear them ultimately.
I did get to wear them, but they were different.
With some elastic. So, were you pretty good basketball player?
Oh, I won All-State
really?
In the state of Mississippi 2 years in a row, yeah.
Now,
I loved basketball.
Was that back when the women played either offense or defense? Played half court?
Yes, played half court, yes.
Yeah.
I
Which end were you on?
don't understand. I was a forward.
Oh, yeah?
And I can't understand the rules now. I look, you know, they have the three-point shots and all this, and I try to keep up with it, but it is so different.
Well, now it's the same thing as men's basketball. Now they play full court.
I don't know if I could handle that or not. I don't know if I could run back and forth so much, because I think you run more in basketball and exert more energy than in any other sports, even football.
Yeah, you run at least 5 miles a game, I think they used to tell us.
But,
and we didn't have to wear elastic on our pants either.
I did.
Now, Tammy, this after 25 years in the business, you've had 53 albums, if I'm correct on that. Number 54. Now, I don't know if this is out or not, or about to come out, with Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn. You've done an album with them.
Yeah.
What's that been like?
Yeah, I have. It's been wonderful.
It's all done.
We have had so much fun. No, I go in the 30th and finish my part of it. We all went in together and did as much as we could together. Then we had harmony parts. You know, somebody sing lead, somebody sing high, and somebody sing low. And of course, me having the lowest voice with Loretta and Dolly, I got stuck with all the low parts. So I had more to do than some of them, than Dolly and Loretta did on some of the things. So I still got to go in and do a few things. I think it's maybe 5 songs I've got to put just like, you know, one voice on, like a bridge or something. It's not like doing the whole song, so.
Now, I read where you and Dolly had written some songs. Were they for this album?
They were, and we did, but we found so many songs that we wanted to do. As a matter of fact, we cut 22 songs. So we've got a whole other album in the can.
Yeah, you sure do.
And I don't know what'll happen to that. But we all sat down together. We went to Dolly's office. We all sat down together and said, okay, you tell me what songs you want to do, and you tell me, you know. So we went around, the 3 of us. We had 45 songs. I said, what are we gonna do? How do we cut this down to 10 songs? Or 12, you know, to have a couple extra. Well, we cut it down to 22 songs, and we just decided, hey, we're gonna do them. And we had so many old favorites, like I Forgot More Than You'll Ever Know, Skeeter Davis.
Yeah, great song.
When I Stopped Dreaming, the Louvin Brothers. so many of the old things. Hillbilly Heaven.
Boy, this will be a great album.
I can't wait for it to come out.
Well, you know, you can put more than 12 on these CDs now. They can put, how many?
Well,
20 songs or so.
We talked about doing a double album,
yeah.
you know, but I don't know what Sony will do. I'll leave it up to them.
Well,
I really don't care, but I just know it has been so much fun. And Loretta, Dolly and I both have just sat and laughed at her. She comes up with one-liners about every 2 minutes, you know. And she sat and looked at me one day and she said, you know, a married man's nothing but a wolf with his ears pinned down. And I was about to go crazy.
Just out of the blue.
And yeah, Dolly and I just died laughing. And then she said, she came by and she punched Dolly and she said, give a man a free hand, he'll put it all over you. Well, we were just roaring. Dolly said, that's a great line. Loretta said, I've already written it. And Dolly said, okay, okay, okay. You know, so we had so much fun.
Some great song titles there. Let me take a break. Tammy Wynette is our guest. We'll be back with lots more to talk about.